by giving us your thoughts of what you've seen so far here in Slidell.
Yeah, actually, look, this is my second stop today. We actually stopped in West Feliciana, and the damage is significantly different than what we saw around the St. Francisville area. In St. Francisville and West Feliciana, you saw the tornadic activity was just kind of spotty, right? Here it's much more sustained and certainly affected a more densely populated area. Of course, we met just a little while ago with the mayor and the sheriff and the parish president. We've got 3 of the legislators here and talked about the process that we're putting in place to make sure that we can get this debris cleaned up and people back to work and back into their homes and hopefully back into some normal residences. As we are behind us is that apartment complex that basically was destroyed. This was a great opportunity. It's an unfortunate opportunity, but a great opportunity for us as we get close to hurricane season to look at ways under which we can respond and make sure that we're able to support the parishes and the municipalities around Louisiana. We're putting in place a newer system that under which the declarations in non-hurricane events are coming a little later than before, where they would just make broad-based declarations. This gives us an opportunity, we believe, to concentrate the resources on the parishes and the municipalities that are the most affected. And so again, I want to thank the legislators that are here, the sheriff, the chief, and the mayor, and all of the local officials that have come here today so that we can get it right for our citizens.
What type of state assets can you draw down now to help Mayor Cromer and his city?
Yeah, look, I mean, the same assets that we're going to use to help the unincorporated areas of St. Tammany and those in West Feliciana and St. Landry will probably be on the declaration. We're going to see those declarations when I get back to Baton Rouge this afternoon. And what we're going to do is utilize the current statute that allows for a 75-25 split, 75% being paid for by the state and 25% by the parishes. And of course, this is mainly going to be about debris pickup, is what we're concentrating on, because those are the things that we saw needed the most. We want to make sure that we can clean this debris out, get all this vegetation out of the roadways and out of people's yards so that we can get back to work.
Governor Landry, can you talk about if there's going to be any type of federal aid, and if not, why not?
Yeah, look, all of the federal aid is designed based upon the quantity of debris and damage that an area sustains. Look, if we don't meet the federal threshold, that's a good thing for us, right? That means that less people have been displaced. That means there's less destruction that has happened in the state. And so we'll just wait and see. NOAA and the Weather Service the Weather Service is still assessing the areas so that we can determine exactly what all the path of the tornadoes were, and if certain areas, look, up until I think it was Saturday morning or Friday morning, I didn't know that St. Landry was going to qualify. But after the National Weather Service looked at that area, it showed that there was some tornadoes that had touched down there as well.
You got to look from the sky, and now you're here on the ground. Just talk about what you've seen here in St. Tammany Parish.
Yeah, I mean, look, I can tell you, there's if you're in the roofing business in St. Tammany Parish, I think you're going to have plenty of business. Unfortunately, I think we saw a lot of blue tarps. We saw a lot of homes without, that lost the number of shingles. I mean, of course, when you got to this particular area, you see the destruction that was caused by the F2 that passed through here. And so I think that from the air, you can see the path, but when you get on the ground, you can really feel and really see the damage. I think when you're on the ground, you get a much better grasp of the severity of the damage.
And with that being said, Governor, just anything that you want the people and the business owners here to hear from you.
Yeah, look, I can tell you, you've got a great bunch of elected officials. You've got a great emergency response group here. I was extremely impressed. I can tell you that they're going to work hard to make sure that that the people of this area get the services they need, and the state is going to do everything it can within the law to provide that for them.
And this is one of your first natural disasters as governor. What are some of your thoughts?
I mean, look, I've been living in Louisiana all my life. I mean, it seems like we got a natural disaster almost every quarter in this state. I remember one of the first things that I experienced was Hurricane Andrew back in 1991 when I worked as a sheriff's deputy and went 2 weeks without power and water. You know, and so look, again, I think that this is an opportunity, you know, for us to really work on ways under which, again, this could have been a lot worse, and I'm glad it hasn't. We luckily no one lost any life, and thank the Lord for that. But I think that what I've seen here in St. Tammany Parish is a great example of when local elected officials and faith-based organizations come together during times of crisis like this. I mean, things can go well, and we're going to make sure that we get it cleaned up and people go back to work.
Mayor Cromer, what did you brief the governor on today? What's the status of your recovery, and what are you talking to the governor about?
We just informed him that everybody that can receive power in our area they've got power, they've got electric. Our water in the city and our sewer systems are all up and running, powered up. There's still a few in the parish, I think, that are compromised, but we just emphasize that the best thing about this, there's no fatalities. We had an excellent emergency ops plan that we put in place immediately before the rains had stopped. We had all the first responders out and the public works crews clearing streets. The plan worked very, very well as it's intended to. We've experienced this stuff before, so we were prepared for it, and it made it very easy for us to respond immediately. The gratifying thing about the governor being here is that he's told us, don't worry about letting the paperwork get in the way. Go take care of your community and get your people back together and put them back together. We will be there to stand with you and make sure that we're all made whole. And I thank you for that.
What have you asked for, Mayor?
So far, we're still assessing the damages to our commercial properties. We're trying to identify where the folks that are going to be without housing are. I know there was 60 plus people in this apartment complex behind us that are dislocated right now. We're trying to locate those folks and see, are they with family, are they with friends, do they need temporary housing? If they do, then we're going to be trying to find apartments, vouchers, whatever resources we can to help those folks get a place to live until we can put this apartment complex together. You can see they've already started construction on it back there. There's permits been pulled. They're moving out with it. That's the immediate need. The second immediate need is to debris clearing. We've got faith-based organizations that are going to be in here for at least the next 2 weeks that we're aware of, that are going to be in people's yards taking care of private properties, which we can't do. We can't put our people on the private property, but if they can get these things curbside to the public side, then we're going to be in to pick up the debris and get that managed and moved out of the community. The parish has already started with their crews. Tomorrow, I think that Mike said, where is Mike?
Right here.
Yeah.
Mike said the parish starts with their debris removal tomorrow. Here in the city, we start with our debris removal crews on Thursday.
Have you asked for a declaration?
They're going to get one. We are working through. Look, the mayor and the parish president called me about 2 hours after looking and wanting to know about the declaration. We walked them through the process. We've been taking our time. Again, the way we're going to do these declarations is in an effort to make sure that we concentrate the resources in the area that needs it the most. I will say this. There's one group of people that absolutely need a shout out, and that is all an alignment of all the different power companies that have been working day in and day out, 24 hours a day to get everybody's lights on. I can tell you, whether it's in St. Landry or West Feliciana or here in St. Tammany, they are doing an exceptional job. So all of the power companies seem to have done a great job.
Governor, are you surprised?
Yeah.
Governor, are you surprised to see so much progress already since Wednesday?
No, it's Louisiana. I mean, look, I am, but it's a pleasant surprise. I mean, here in Louisiana, we do a great job of taking care of our neighbors. I think, just as Greg said earlier, the faith-based organizations that are here as well, that are going to come out and give their service to be able to help people get their trash and debris to the road so that the government services can pick it up. It's heartwarming, and it's part of why I think Louisiana is poised to be a great place where we can get more people to come and live in Louisiana. So,
President Cooper, did you have something that
Yep.
you wanted to say?
I'll be happy to. On behalf of parish government, I'm happy to say that we had a great coordinated effort before, during, and after the storm, particularly in the recovery. We want to thank all the utility companies as well, our public works departments, and all who came out, our law enforcement, firefighters, emergency medical personnel, who all came together during this event. Any part of St. Tammany that has destruction, is too much. And we're all here to help, and we have a great coordinated effort from the state, parish, and local officials.
Governor, do you have time for two quick follow-up, off-topic questions? One being the mass shooting that took place in New Orleans and the public records law that's working its way through.
Yeah, look, right now we're concentrating on St. Tammany Parish and the people that have been affected. Tell you what we'll do. You get with Kate, and we'll make sure that we answer those questions for y'all. But really and truly, we want to make sure that the focus stays on these elected officials, the great work that they're doing, and the speed at which the recovery here is going to take place. But do appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.